don't you ever fucking come on this goddamn channel again. Don't you ever come on this channel again and talk shit about my goddamn quarterback. My goddamn quarterback. Don't you ever come on here and talk reckless about that man again. I swear to God, dude. If anyone comes on this goddamn channel and talks about this goddamn man... You ever come on this goddamn channel again and say some outlandish, dumbass shit about this goddamn quarterback, I'm gonna block you. You're gonna get blocked. You have nothing to say. People have nothing to say. Now, obviously, if you want to give some constructive criticism, and for damn sure, he deserves some, and the entire offense deserves some criticism for this game, but if you ever come on here and say some goddamn stupid shit about this quarterback, ever again, oh, he can't win the big game, oh, he can't win, he can't score, a minute and 30 seconds left, he's not going to take us down the goddamn field and score, he's not going to do that, he's not going to go into Seattle. Russell Wilson has only lost 6 goddamn times in Seattle. 6 times in his entire career, he's lost in Seattle, and we just made that shit number fucking 7, son. Number 7. We had one goddamn starting offensive lineman, and Kirk motherfucking Cousins went in there and did that shit. Obviously with the aid of the goddamn defense, who played outstanding. Outstanding. The defense is the one who won this goddamn game. But when we needed to have it, who did it? Who did it? Kirk Cousins did it. That's who. I don't want to ever hear anybody come on here and talk some reckless ass shit about our goddamn quarterback ever again, dude. You will be blocked. You would be blocked. If you just saw what I just saw with my own goddamn eyes, and you want to ever come on here and doubt Kirk Cousins, if you ever want to come on here and doubt this goddamn team again, you're blocked. You're blocked. You're just going to come off as stupid. You're just going to come off as stupid. If you ever come on here and you want to say some dumbass shit about how Kirk Cousins can't win, how he's not a franchise quarterback, how we should let his ass walk after this season, you're going to get blocked. Straight up. We're tired of it. Not even me. Most of the people that are on this goddamn channel agree with me. Most of the goddamn people that watch these videos, they agree with me. We're tired of it. It's not just me. We're tired of it. You're making Redskins fans look fucking stupid. If you are a Redskins fan and you think Kirk Cousins is not the guy, if you think he's not the man, and yeah, I'm going to talk about Kirk Cousins, man. I had people on my last video, oh, what is this, the Kirk Cousins channel? Oh, what is this? All you're going to do is talk about Kirk Cousins? Yeah, motherfucker, because it's my motherfucking channel and I'll do whatever the fuck I want. And Kirk Cousins is the fucking man. He is the goddamn face of the goddamn franchise. If you want to look at the Washington Redskins and you want to sit here and figure out who's their best player, who are you going to say, Josh Norman? Josh Norman's our best player? No, motherfucker, it's motherfucking Kirk Cousins. Get that shit straight. Get it straight. God damn it. What a win. We needed that goddamn win, dude. We need that. That would have been a season ender. Straight up. That would have been a season ender. Going 3-5. Now we got some hope. Yeah, we still have a hard schedule. Yeah, it still doesn't look that great for us in the division. It doesn't look that good for us on the season in general. But that gives us some goddamn hope, son. Kirk Cousins gave us that hope. The entire defense gave us that hope. Not the offensive line. Not the run game. Not really any specific one wide receiver. But Kirk Cousins and the defense gave us that hope. Straight up. Zach Brown is a goddamn monster. Anthony Lanier had a goddamn amazing game. Even guys... Kendall Fuller with the interception. DJ Swearinger had an amazing game. Pretty much just rattle off anybody on the goddamn defense. Anybody on the defense, just insert their name here, had an amazing game. Straight up. And from what I know, the Seattle team wasn't really all that banged up. They're not banged up like we were. And we went into Seattle and did that. This team has hope, son. This team has hope. Straight up. We are not a pushover team. Last week we were playing in the elements, and we didn't play smash mouth football. We got beat up by the Cowboys. It's goddamn snowing over here in Seattle on the road. Like I said, Russell Wilson has 6 losses. Count them. 6. 6 losses in Seattle. Make it 7, son. Make it 7. And from what I remember, one of Kirk Cousins' first times he ever came in a goddamn game, he played pretty well versus Seattle. So I think Kirk Cousins has his, I don't know, he's got it out for him, man. Just like other teams have it out for us sometimes, I think Kirk Cousins has it out for Seattle. And what a defensive game, man. I'm trying to give some more shout-outs, man. Zach Brown, obviously the man. D'Angelo Hall coming into the game for a guy who just came off the street to play. I had complete faith in D'Angelo Hall. DJ Swanger had an awesome game with the interception on the 2-point conversion. I'm trying to think of who else. There's somebody I wanted. Will Compton with the interception. Excuse me. Will Compton with the interception. Should have been more. There should have been more interceptions. Russell Wilson. I mean, come on, man. Neither of these teams had a run game, and it came down to quarterback play. And I'm sorry, but which quarterback won, son? Which quarterback won? Which quarterback? Let's see. Kirk Cousins he was 21 for 31, 250 yards. Russell Wilson was 24 for 45, 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So, yeah. And what are you going to sit here and tell me Seattle doesn't have a good defense? You're going to sit here and say, oh, but Russell Wilson had to go up against our defense, which is good, but Kirk Cousins didn't have to play a good defense. These quarterbacks are set up in the same situation. The same situation. No team had a run game. The quarterback had to spread the ball around, had to Kirk Cousins getting hit right in the head, letting the ball go to Ryan Grant on that one first down play. Amazing play. Yet again, what quarterbacks are doing that shit? What quarterbacks are getting hit right in the head and he's standing in the pocket getting us first down to Ryan Grant? Who's doing that shit, man? And if Kirk Cousins walks, who's gonna do it for us? Because I don't know. I have zero idea. Is Colt McCoy gonna do that? I don't know. We might find out. But man, Quentin Dunbar had a pretty good game. He's really coming on. But Kendall Fuller, man, he is for sure blossoming into what we thought he was going to blossom into. And we've seen it coming for a while, but this game for sure shows us he's just, as long as he stays healthy, man, he's gonna keep maturing. And we got some players on defense, man. Even though we're banged up, they never gave up, man. Our defense was straight up punking the goddamn Seattle Seahawks offense the entire game until the very end. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, at the end of the game, the Redskins give up the touchdown and we have 1 minute and 39 seconds left. And I'm sure most of you guys gave up. But we have this man. I would never give up. I've seen this man do it time and time again. That's what makes it so crazy. I don't understand how... If we have this man on our goddamn team, we have a chance. We have a chance, straight up. And there's people out there who want to just let this man go. Just let him fucking walk out of here. Story, real quick. When I went to go buy this jersey, Friday or Saturday, I can't remember which day. Friday. I went Friday to buy it at Modell's or whatever. I went to the mall and buy it. I had to get it unchained it's like locked up, right? I go over there and I get someone that works here, and I live in Baltimore, by the way. So I go and I get the guy to go open a thing and get this jersey out for me so I can buy it. And he's like, "Oh man, you really want to buy that jersey? You should be buying another jersey. You're wasting your money on that shit or whatever." And I assumed he was a Ravens fan, but then it turns out after he gave it to me and everything, he pointed over to the Cowboys jersey and he's like, "Yeah, man, you should be buying one of those." So he was a Cowboys fan. And then we had a brief discussion about how he said, "Why are you even buying this jersey? The Redskins are going to let him walk, and that's such a dumb idea because Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback you've had in how long or whatever." Even a goddamn Cowboys fan is like, "Yeah, Kirk Cousins is boss. Yeah, why you guys are going to let him walk? That's dumb." And then last night, I go over to my buddy's house. And I fucking am watching UFC, right? Watching UFC. And my buddy, he's a Ravens fan, and he's we talk a little bit of football, and he's like, man, you guys are so dumb for letting Kirk Cousins walk and all this shit. If you just take a second and go around the league or go around the NFL, and you ask somebody outside of Redskins fans what they think about Kirk Cousins, if you get someone who doesn't have a horse in the race, you just go ask another fan base what they think about Kirk Cousins, and they're going to tell you the same goddamn thing. People who are outside looking in, they're going to say, he's a goddamn good quarterback. Straight up. What else is there to say, dude? What else is there to say? But, man, what a goddamn game, dude. What a good game. A defensive, straight-up defensive game. I'm worried about a run game. I'm worried about Rob Kelly. Rob Kelly, apparently, he comes in and out of the game all the time. He comes in and out of the game all the time, and I don't understand why. He's got to be injured. He's got to be just not healthy, man. And we got to figure something out, because P. Ryan, how many times do I need to come up here and tell you P. Ryan is not the answer? P. Ryan is not shit. He's average at best, probably worse than average. Another fumble in the game. Kirk Cousins is handing him the ball. He can't even grab a football. Like, we have no general manager right now. We have no general manager because we sit here and we let Mac Brown take a hike. We're like, hey, Mac Brown, we need to make room on our roster for people that are healthy, even though you're healthy, even though you probably aren't going to fumble the ball all the time, but we're going to keep P. Ryan, and we're gonna let Mac Brown walk. We have no general manager right now, dude. If you just ask anybody who's watching this video, I'm sure you all probably agree. Would you not rather see Mac Brown on that goddamn football field over P. Ryan? Even Redskins fans know what to do. And our goddamn organization is messing it up and letting Mac Brown walk, and we're keeping goddamn P. Ryan. Oh, why? Just because we don't want to swallow our pride and say, hey, we screwed up on the pick on P. Ryan. We should have picked Alvin Kamara, or we should have picked all these other running backs, but we pick goddamn P. Ryan, and it hasn't worked out. And we're going to sit here and just keep forcing the idea, like, oh, maybe he'll come around, just like Terrell Pryor, which, by the way, Terrell Pryor had a decent game. I think most of our wide receivers had a decent game. Vernon Davis is the man. What would we do without Vernon Davis? Seriously, what would we do without Vernon Davis? With Jordan Reed constantly being hurt, Vernon Davis, there is no drop-off. Straight up. If one of you guys commented on this video and said, hey, I think Vernon Davis is better than Jordan Reed, I wouldn't say no. I would not sit here and like get in an argument with that person. I would say it's pretty close. And Vernon Davis probably run blocks better than Jordan Reed. So it's really close. If someone came on here and was like, hey, I think Vernon Davis is better than Jordan Reed, I wouldn't be able to fight that argument. I'd be like, hey, you might be right. You might straight up might be right. Dude, what the defense, Greg Minuski, just when I thought Greg Minuski was slacking, just with the past couple games where our defense wasn't on point, and I think Greg Minuski wasn't blitzing enough, when I think he just wasn't doing much at all. In this game, Greg Minuski called a pretty masterful game. And for Jay Gruden in the offense, I think Jay Gruden messed some calls up in the first half. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was like I think the one call I'm talking about, it was like we get a bad snap or something, and Kirk Cousins has to like jump on the ball or whatever. So we lose like 5 yards on first down, and then it's like 2nd and 15, and we're like, let's come out in an obvious run formation and let's run the ball for 1 yard. It's like, dude, you want to pass the ball all the time, but then you come out in the most obvious run formation, and you're like, yeah, we're going to run it on 2nd and 15, and we're going to get 1 yard. It's like, dude, now is your time to call up a pass play, and you're not doing it. So, but hey, you can't harp on the guy that much. We won. Kirk Cousins did not play a perfect game at all. But like I said, if you say a goddamn thing about Kirk Cousins on this channel, you better have it in the right perspective. You better be given actual criticism and not just running your goddamn mouth, because you will be blocked. Because any person who just saw and witnessed that game, and when we needed to have it, when we're sitting there staring 3 and 5 in the goddamn face, who shows up? Who comes up with it? Who never gave up? Kirk Cousins, man. Kirk Cousins. How many times Kirk Cousins got sacked? How many times Kirk Cousins got hit? Sometimes Kirk Cousins held onto the ball way too long, and that's either the criticism is either on some of the plays Kirk Cousins held onto the ball too long, and some of those plays it's on Jay Gruden for calling long developing plays when we should have been in the quick pass game. Why aren't we in the quick pass game when we have all these offensive linemen that 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen aren't starters, and you're calling these long developing plays, and Kirk Cousins is getting sacked how many times in the game, getting hit? Man, the offense struggled, man, at times. But like I said, it doesn't matter, because when we needed to have it, we got it. We got it done. With 1 minute and 39 seconds, we got it. And Josh Doxson is definitely the number 1 wide receiver on this team. For sure. I mean, I saw the one article of from Santana Moss saying that Josh Doxson for sure is the best wide receiver on this team. And besides Jamison Crowder, I agree. Obviously, what Jamison Crowder and receiver on the outside, what they do are 2 different things. But skill-wise, I mean, I don't. As long as Crowder is healthy, he's got a plethora of work. You can't dispute it. But besides Jamison Crowder, for sure, Josh Doxson is the best wide receiver. I most definitely want to go through the rest of the season with Josh Doxson as the number 1 guy going up against the best corners. He's our number 1 guy right now, man. Terrell Pryor, he had a decent game. He didn't have any drops from what I remember. And also, when we needed to have it, guess what? Josh Doxson showed up. Brian Quick. I remember, if you watch Burgundy Fly Guy, he posted on his last video for last week's game. I commented on his video because he talked a lot about the wide receivers and Terrell Pryor. And I commented on his video, and I said, hey, I want to see Brian Quick. We have to see Brian Quick. And I'm sure because of injuries, I knew we were going to. And Brian Quick didn't have a bad game. He had the one catch near the end of the game that really helped us out. But man, the real we can sit here and we can talk about that last scoring drive with 1 minute and 39 seconds left in Seattle. Seattle's 12th man. All the fans are riled up. They thought they won that game. They thought that shit was over. They were losing the entire game. And then their offense comes out, scores a touchdown, and that crowd got into it. And Kirk Cousins, for the 3rd time this year, we've played in Kansas City, which is, I think, the 2nd loudest stadium. We come into Kansas City right away, go up on them boys, 10-0, shut that crowd up. We go to Philly. We're playing in Philly. We go up on Philly, I think 10-0, shut that crowd up. In Philly, yeah, it might not be like a hard place to play or whatever, but they're having a good season, and their fans are into it. They were loud, and Kirk Cousins and the offense shut that crowd up. Yet again, here we come into Seattle and shut that crowd up, dude. Man, this schedule is brutal, dude. And I'm proud, dude. I'm proud of the fight that this team put up. I'm proud of that defense. Man, that defense just punked the shit out of the Russell Wilson in the offense the entire game. Russell Wilson was the only one making shit happen. It reminds me of our offense. No run game. Put all the pressure on the quarterback to throw the ball. And which guy came out on top today? I gotta keep this video short, man. I'm sure I'm missing so many things. So many players on the defense played outstanding. If someone gets a game ball, you should give the entire defense one, dude, because the defense, time and time again, kept us in the game. It really sucked. I really felt bad for the defense at the end of the game where they give up the touchdown, which it seems like, oh, that's the end of the game. You know, the defense played an outstanding game the entire time until the end where they give up that one touchdown. You know, I felt bad for the defense because how many times did we put them out there to just win the game? How many times did we put them out there to keep the game in our favor, and our offense just had nothing going? And we got to find a run game. We got to run the ball somehow. We got to run the ball somehow, and I don't care how we do it. Hopefully next week we get some offensive linemen back. I think Chase Roulier, I think he is a pretty good center for us. You know, looking in the future, I think Chase Roulier is a good center. I think he's a tad bit undersized, but good rookie. Good rookie. You know, for guys that we have on the offensive line, they held their own. You know, going into Seattle and playing, and the offensive miscues that we could have had, you saw how many penalties the goddamn Seahawks had, man. Our offense didn't have those penalties. So you have to give our offensive line some credit, but it's just like, you can't expect much from them, man. Like, we got to figure out something. We got to get guys healthy. But like I said, I got some homework I got to do, and you know, I got some shit to do. I want to keep this video short. Like I said, I feel like I didn't talk about the defense enough. I didn't talk about the defense enough. They're the ones who straight up pretty much won that game by putting our team on their back. But when it came down to the end, when we needed to have it, offense got it done too. Wide receivers showed up. You know, Kirk Cousins showed up. Man, what a game. Even the announcers are like, this is one of the best games of the year so far. Just the back and forth, the defensive battles, Russell Wilson running for his life constantly. Oh, by the way, remember what I've been saying about Carson Wentz. Remember the video I made after the Eagles game, and I was like, you know, it's not if, it's when for Carson Wentz. You know, it's not if, it's when. When injuries happen, man. And look what happened to Deshaun Watson, man. Look what happened to Deshaun Watson. Injuries are real. If you are a quarterback and you make a living with your legs, Russell Wilson's probably the best. Russell Wilson is probably the best quarterback that does it. At staying healthy and just making it work. I think Russell Wilson probably has to be the best at doing it. But then you look around at other quarterbacks that are mobile like that. Deshaun Watson getting hurt, dude. I'm telling you, man, it's not if, it's when. If you want to if you want to be a quarterback and you want to run the football in this league, it's ill-advised. It is. So I'm gonna end the video on that note. Hail to the Redskins. What a goddamn win. A win that we needed to have. If we lost that game, that is straight up season over pretty much. And we're no pushovers. What this game means is we are no pushovers. If you see us on your schedule, you're not just checking it off as a win, man. You're not. So hail to the Redskins, guys. Celebrate this one. The Seattle Seahawks are no pushovers either, man. And have a good victory Monday. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hail to the Redskins. Peace out.